How's it going, guys? I figured I would do a reptile room update. Things have changed in the room, if you can see. There's now a dresser in here. The bed has moved. And I was going to show you the animal that y'all hadn't seen ever. My daughter's leopard gecko. Actually moved her in here. It's a female leopard gecko. I'll start with that. And her cage needs to be cleaned. It's the only cage I hadn't got around to cleaning. And there she is right there, guys. This is the leopard gecko. She's asleep. And I think she's just a regular leopard gecko. But that's the leopard gecko. I'll give you a shot of the room real quick. I can see that I moved a lot of stuff. I got a wide angle lens on the camera. I figured I would do a wide angle lens, that way you can see. I don't know if it's a better view or what, but I figured I'd do a wide angle, that way y'all could get more view of what is going on. So you can see I moved the TV is now in the corner. Okay, I'm going to show y'all the big ball pythons. The ones that I got, Loki, and I don't know what I did. Maybe y'all can think of the name for the other one, but Loki's the one-eyed ball python that I got. These are the ones that I got from my buddy who couldn't take care of them anymore. As you can see, this one right here, this big guy right here is the regular one with, he's got both eyeballs intact. Let me show you what's going on. Let me move his the log. So, and Booksy is actually in the tank with them and seems to. I don't recommend cohabitating snakes, but they seem to like being in the tank together. As you can see, there. This is Booksy, and Booksy had a bad shed, this last shed, until I stuck him in here. There's Booksy, and he's, I believe, a lesser ball python. That's Booksy, and then this is Loki, guys. This is the one-eyed, born with one eyeball. As you can see, it's missing an eye on that side. This is Loki. And these snakes are pretty big. I mean, these snakes got some body weight to them. One of the reasons why I love letting people know that ball pythons make a good first snake. If they eat well, these guys right here will eat 2 rats a piece. But if they're, I mean, they won't bite you. They won't try to bite you. You know, they will when they're babies. Sometimes they will when they're babies, but usually not. I'll put the hide back in there. Anyways, guys, that's the 3 normal ball pythons that I got. Like I said, 2 of them, they're the 2 big guys are rescues. The one-eyed one's name's Loki. The little guy is Booksy. It's a lesser ball python. Those are the 3 normal looking ball pythons that I got. I'm gonna go down here and show you Jack's. There's Jack's tank. I haven't got a chance to clean that because I got to take the pet carpet out and wash it. All the snake tanks have been cleaned. The lizards, not so much. I'll introduce y'all to Jack, the bearded dragon. There's Jack. Say hi, Jack. He said, I don't like the camera. Are you gonna get mad? You gonna get mad? That's Jack. He's getting mad. This is Jack. Jack, I believe I got him from a buddy too. He's I believe he's 4. If I'm thinking correctly, he's 4 years old. And he's just he's a citrus. He's a citrus leatherback, but what's crazy is you can see that he's got the reduced pattern back here with the spikes, but most of the new leatherbacks that I've seen are kind of smooth like silkies would be, but he's just a leatherback. He's grumpy. He's grumpy. He's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Dad. He's all show. Instead of biting you, he'll run up to you like he's gonna bite you, and then he'll lick your finger. And okay, we're gonna move over here to Caw. Caw is a carpet python. I believe I was told he was a coastal carpet python, but I don't think he's a coastal carpet python. He's just a regular carpet python. There's Caw sitting up there. This is the guy. He doesn't bite, but he does the food response kind of thing, where if you stick your hand in there, he thinks it's feeding time, and he ends up trying to get you. I'll show you. I cleaned all these guys' cages. If he lets me get him out, I'll show you Caw. He has a tendency to grab onto stuff whenever I try to pull him out. Come on, buddy. Come on, you're wrecking your log, dude. Pretty big guy. As you can see, this guy, he doesn't have as much body weight as he doesn't have as much body weight as the ball pythons, but he's definitely got length on him. I mean, I think last time I measured him, he was pushing 5 foot. Doesn't look like much, you know, when he's not all the way stretched out, but when he's stretched out straight, he's pretty big. Anyways, guys, this is Caw, my carpet python, and he's wrap around my arm. Anyways, guys, that's Caw. See if you'll go back in here. There you go, buddy. You see him in his cage, and he, if you've been watching my videos for a while, Caw was actually in one of these tanks, which these tanks is 2 of the it's 2 tanks put together. There's a glass piece that goes in the bottom of this. I'll show you guys. You can see there's a groove right here right here there's a groove. There's a piece of glass that screws into the bottom glass tray, and it's literally 2 enclosures, one stacked on top of each other. I had a homemade enclosure. If you've seen if you watched my older videos for Izzy, for my iguana, but it didn't hold humidity worth a damn, so it ended up getting scrapped. It actually is outside. I tore it down and it's outside, and this works way better. She's had better sheds. Her color's gotten a lot better, and just this year she started doing head bobs, which she hadn't done since I've owned her. So I guess it was a good thing for me to get her the cage. Then we'll go down here. I'll show you guys. This is, put that camera right there. Go down here. This guy down here, this is Popeye. He's my piebald python. He's gotten quite big. Oh, lot bigger. His appetite's been pretty good. He's been eating pretty good. That's Popeye, guys. He is my piebald ball python, and I've been thinking about getting rid of all the regulars, the big guys, and just keeping him and Ruby, my albino, which I'm going to show you next, because I really want to get a dry marchon. If y'all are not familiar with what a dry marchon is, that's actually a indigo snake, and I actually have a permit to own an indigo snake because you can't own native species. But yeah, I was either gonna get an indigo snake, like a Texas indigo, or I was gonna get a Mexican indigo, or I was gonna get a cribbo, like a yellowtail cribbo. Those are some of the biggest native snakes that we have here, and I just think it would be neat to own them because they're gorgeous, you know. Okay, guys, down here is Ruby. This is my albino ball python. This is Ruby. This is my albino. See, that's Ruby, and she hadn't been eating, which I'm gonna blame on it being colder. I don't know. Her enclosures, all their enclosures, their hotspot stays about 91, so she's been staying on the cold side and hadn't been eating much. So, but she's probably gonna be a hell of a looker whenever she's as big as of Loki and them, the big ball pythons. Put her back. We'll save the iguana for last. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what I'm gonna do at the top of the enclosures. If you look, I have these pieces of laminate flooring right here. What these guys are for is, I'll show you. This one that's already up here, I'm actually gonna cut. I got 2x4s outside. I'm gonna cut them where they set like that above the lights, so it'll set along this. You know, the board will actually set along this, and the 2x4 will sit on top of this to hold it up. And I'm gonna cut it that way. On the top there, all you see is this board. You won't see all the lighting up there. See how it's open? The board will come across here, you know, come right here. They'll meet right there. That, and when I take Izzy out and let her free roam, she has a tendency to jump on the cages and climb up there. And I don't want her up there because with the heat lamps and stuff, she can burn her stomach and stuff, and that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna move these out of the way, these boards. I'm gonna start from the bottom because the red-tailed boa up here, Ziggy's a biter, so I'm gonna start low and show you Violet. Start down here. These are my bottles that I keep in here, and I keep filled with water, so whenever I give them when they run out of water, I can give them water. Which down here, Violet's actually out of water. I'll start with Violet down here. I gotta dig her out. If y'all have ever owned king snakes or milk snakes, and you put a lot of substrate in the bottom of them, they actually like to burrow and dig. So I actually gotta reach it around in here until I find her. They will bury themselves under the substrate. This is one of my favorite snakes. She's a anerythristic Honduran milk snake. This is Violet, and got me. stuff in your water dish, dude. And her name is Violet because I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not. She's got a violet hue to her. She's kind of purple looking. That's why her name is Violet. She is, like I said, an anarthristic Honduran milk snake. This is one of the few snakes that whenever I bought her, she bit me. That I got bit by her because I wasn't paying attention. I haven't been bitten by my snakes. Kaw's gotten me twice in the face when I was feeding him, and that's from not paying attention. He thought I was going to stick a rat in there, and I had the cage open, and he was ready to get the rat, and I leaned in, and he got me in the face. And Kaw's real good about, he knew it wasn't a mouse, so he let go. He didn't, you know, it wasn't a food response bite where he held on. So he let go, and he actually got me right here in the cheek. And then the second time he's gotten me, it was in the face too, when I was feeding him. But that was my fault. I was holding the mouse without the tongs with my hand, and he wouldn't get it. So whenever it went in the cage, I leaned over to pick it up, and he got me in the face. And he didn't really actually get me in the face, if you know what I mean. He kind of stopped. He just got a couple teeth in. If you're afraid of getting bit by snakes, don't own one. Because pretty much guarantee you're going to get bit sometime or another. And it doesn't hurt as bad as what you think. The bites on my face did have quite a bit of blood come out at first, but it doesn't really hurt. The way I explained it, it's like somebody, I don't know if when you're a kid you're mean and got little, you know, stickers on the end of a, like the sticker burrs on an end of a piece of grass. Just to pluck them off and throw them at your friend, like hit them in the back with the sticker burrs. That's what it feels like getting sticker burrs to the face. Anyways, guys, that's Violet, my anarthristic Honduran milk snake. I'll show you guys, and then I'll show you guys Henry, my old man that hasn't been eaten. I'm semi-worried about Henry because he hasn't been eating any. But when it's cold out, they do have a tendency to go into like a hibernation mode. Oh, buddy. This guy always hangs out under his water dish. This little stinker. This is he's an apricot Pueblan milk snake. He is old. I mean, like, I got Henry here, my singer's wife, when we were kids. Her mom was a school teacher. She actually had this snake when I was about 12 or 13 years old, and I'm 33 now, so he's about 20 years old. And she had him. He actually bit a student, and they wouldn't allow him to allow her to keep it in her science class. So she actually gave it to my friend's wife, which is one of my friends, and they had it forever and ever. And then they moved, and when they moved, they had nobody to take care of Henry here, so I took Henry in, and he's full grown, guys. I mean, I've seen him get bigger than this, but he's full grown, and he's not bad off yet. He hasn't eaten in a long while, but the way you can tell that they're not emaciated is if you can feel their ribs, it's really bad. And this guy's still got, you know, weight on him. This is Henry, my apricot Pueblan milk. Doing tongue flicks there. Anyways, I've had him for a while now. I want to say I've had him for probably 4 years now. But he's 20. He's up there. just gives you an idea, guys. You take real good care of your animals, they live a long time. Anyways, that's Henry. Now I will get I'm gonna get to Bitey up there, which I gotta grab my snake hook to show off Bitey. Then I gotta mount the camera somewhere to show off Bitey, because Bitey will bite. Now I'm gonna get Bitey out. And this snake right here is a red-tailed boa, and his name is Ziggy Stardust. If you're younger, you probably don't know who Ziggy Stardust is. That's David Bowie. And this is why I own a snake hook, guys, because of snakes like this guy. This is my red-tailed boa. That is Ziggy. And part of the reason why he's so bitey is because he's still a baby. I mean, he's got some size to him, but he's literally still a baby. But he will bite. I mean, he's a biter. A gorgeous snake. I mean, red-tailed boas, I really like him. I got him because I wanted a bigger snake, and it kind of keeps you on your toes if you have a snake that is a biter. But that's Ziggy, guys, the red-tailed boa. Look how pretty the tail is on this guy. Take me back. A lot of guys, another thing about snakes that bite is once you have them in your hands, if you kind of keep an eye on them, the way they act and the way they're moving around, that's when you know that if they're gonna bite you or not. Like, he's pretty chill, and you can check out their tongues. Right there, that's a curious tongue. Those nice tongue flicks like that. Anyways, guys, that was Ziggy, my red-tailed boa. That is all of the snakes, I believe. I showed y'all the leopard gecko, which I actually left the door to the cage open. I showed y'all the big snakes. I showed y'all Jack. I didn't show you the iguana. That's where I'm leaving off. This is Isabella. She is a red iguana, which is a red-green iguana. She's a green iguana. She's an iguana. I don't know, that sounds funny. I got her as a rescue about 2.5 years ago. And she, the guy I got it from, they had this poor animal. She was a lot smaller. Probably not as long. Her tail wasn't as long. She's almost the same size, but kind of skinny looking. They had her in a bird cage where she could turn around and stuff in it, but it wasn't very big. He bring her and said she was mean. When she got here, she was more scared than mean. She did bite, tail whip, all that good stuff that you get whenever you get an iguana that's, you know, hadn't been treated very, very good. I've had her 2.5 years. I've tamed her down quite a bit. I'm actually going to do a video here in a minute, separate video on tips on taming an iguana. It's harder to tame an iguana if you get them when they're older, because somebody else has already, you know, kind of messed with them. But I'll show y'all some of my tips, you know, on training the iguana, and I'll let y'all meet Isabella here, Izzy. And if you seen in my last video, I had cleaned the glass on here, and it was all the way clean. And that water spots is from spraying. That's salt. See the salt right there? That's from her They call it snalting, like sneezing salt. Good. This is Izzy. You're okay, girl. It's just the camera. She don't like the camera. You're okay. You're okay, baby. You're okay. She's shedding. She's got some skin up here that's coming off. As you can see, guys, she's pushing. Here, guys, 4.5 foot. I think my SD card is giving out. The video cut off. All I was gonna say after showing off the iguana was, y'all know the gist. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. Share my videos. Let me know what you want to see. And as always, man, I'll see you all guys in the next video.